In today's video, we dive into the complex and often controversial views of Donald Trump regarding climate change. We'll explore how his historical perspective has shaped policy actions during his first term, and what changes we might see with his potential re-election bid. We'll also examine Project 2025, an ambitious blueprint for environmental policy, along with the international implications of U.S. climate initiatives. Join us as we analyze domestic energy policies, critiques of renewable energy, and the potential rollbacks of crucial environmental regulations, while also considering public perception and the future outlook on this pressing issue. 1. Historical perspective on climate change. Donald Trump has never shied away from expressing his skepticism about climate change. Back in 2012, he famously tweeted that global warming was a hoax created by China to weaken U.S. manufacturing. While he later said this was meant as a joke, his comments have consistently cast doubt on climate science. In a 2018 interview, he suggested that climate patterns would naturally change back, implying a belief in natural cycles over human influence. Such views have drawn criticism from scientists who emphasize human activities as a major factor in climate change. These statements reflect a long-standing skepticism that has shaped his approach to environmental policy. 2. Policy actions during the first term. During Donald Trump's first term in office, his policies reflected his climate change skepticism. One of his most notable actions was the announcement to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Agreement in 2017, citing economic disadvantages. This move, finalized in 2020, aligned with his administration's broader agenda to boost fossil fuel industries and reduce regulatory burdens. Additionally, the Trump administration rolled back numerous environmental regulations, including the Clean Power Plan, which aimed to reduce carbon emissions. These actions underscored his commitment to promoting traditional energy sources while sidelining climate change concerns. 3. Re-election and renewed climate policy. As Trump prepares for a second term, he seems poised to continue his previous climate policies. Reports suggest he plans to expedite the U.S. withdrawal from the Paris Agreement once again. His transition team, reportedly filled with former oil and coal lobbyists, is preparing executive orders to facilitate this process. There are also plans to expand drilling and mining on public lands, which has alarmed environmentalists. Such initiatives highlight Trump's commitment to fossil fuels, raising concerns about the future of global climate initiatives and the U.S.'s role in them. 4. Project 2025. A blueprint for environmental policy. Project 2025 is a comprehensive plan developed by conservative think tanks to guide Trump's environmental strategy. This blueprint advocates for dismantling climate policies established during the Biden administration. It includes repealing the Inflation Reduction Act, which provided funding for clean technology. Furthermore, Project 2025 proposes downsizing the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and abolishing the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Critics argue that these measures could severely hinder the U.S.'s ability to address environmental challenges, potentially setting back years of progress in environmental protection. 5. International implications of U.S. climate policy. The international community is closely watching the U.S.'s potential withdrawal from global climate agreements under Trump's leadership. The European Union has warned that such actions could deliver a serious blow to global climate efforts. As one of the largest greenhouse gas emitters, the U.S. plays a crucial role in international climate initiatives. A retreat from these commitments could undermine collective efforts to mitigate climate change impacts. Global partners are concerned that the U.S.'s stance may weaken international resolve in addressing climate-related challenges. 6. Domestic energy policies and environmental impact. Domestically, Trump's energy policies have consistently favored the expansion of fossil fuel production. He has pledged to revoke bans on offshore oil and gas drilling implemented by the previous administration. Proponents argue that such measures could boost domestic energy production and economic growth. However, environmentalists caution that increased fossil fuel extraction could exacerbate environmental degradation and contribute to climate change. The balance between energy independence and environmental sustainability remains a contentious issue under Trump's policy framework. 7. Critique of renewable energy initiatives. Donald Trump has been vocal in his criticism of renewable energy sources, particularly wind power. He has labeled investments in wind energy as a big mistake, and has advocated for developing oil and gas resources instead. This stance stands in contrast to global trends favoring renewable energy for sustainable development. Critics argue that dismissing renewable energy could hinder progress toward a more resilient energy infrastructure. The debate between traditional and renewable energy sources is likely to intensify during Trump's second term. 8. Potential rollbacks of environmental regulations. The forthcoming administration has indicated plans to roll back environmental regulations reinstated or introduced during the Biden administration. This includes reversing clean electricity tax credits and other incentives designed to promote renewable energy adoption. Such rollbacks could slow the transition to cleaner energy sources, with long-term implications for environmental quality and public health. The potential impacts of these policy changes are significant, affecting both the environment and the economy. 9. Public perception and political implications. Public opinion on climate change in the U.S. is diverse, with many acknowledging its reality and supporting measures to address it. Trump's climate policies have been polarizing, attracting support from industries benefiting from deregulation while facing opposition from environmental groups. The political implications of his stance are profound, potentially influencing legislative priorities and the U.S.'s role in global environmental governance. Trump's policies are likely to shape the national discourse on climate change for years to come. 10. Future outlook. As President-elect Trump prepares to take office, U.S. climate policy appears poised for significant shifts. The anticipated rollbacks of environmental regulations and withdrawal from international climate agreements suggest a departure from previous commitments. The long-term implications of these policy changes will depend on various factors, including legislative actions, state-level initiatives, and international responses. Stakeholders and policymakers will need to navigate these developments to balance economic interests with environmental sustainability.